Well, good morning and good afternoon, everyone who might be in the area that we're looking at right now, where we have some developments originating here just south of Cuba right now. I think that the biggest threat or possible threat to land right now would be what could be Ida here, where we have 99L with a 40% chance of development right now. The other tracks here that you're looking at will mostly stay out to sea. A lot of what has been going toward Hawaii is interacting with cooler water temperatures on the way, and therefore not becoming anything that actually bothers the islands. However, in the Gulf of Mexico, there is a different story, and I'll show you why. So we have the 40% chance of development coming from the National Hurricane Center as well, but formation through the next 5 days is even higher. They're giving that an 80% chance. And that again has to do with water temperatures. So a real quick look at space weather before I get into that, because these do have some roles that they play in our Earth weather forecast. We do see a CME launching off the sun, a coronal mass ejection, although the direction was not coming straight toward Earth. So while there were some solar flares that can do some things like ionize the atmosphere and bring us extra lightning, there wasn't much going on space-wise that would alter this forecast too greatly. So the biggest thing here for me then, in that case, after knowing we have the moisture available, is the sea surface temperatures. Anything over 28 degrees, which appears as that kind of a mid-range orange, that is likely for hurricane development. It's conducive for it. So anything where you see the yellow near the Yucatan Peninsula, I'll zoom in really close to give you an idea and put the cursor where that batch of storms is now. So once it goes through these little cooler pockets of water, then it's going to keep it a little bit more calm, tropical storm style. So as long as these storms stay organized along their pathway, going west-northwest, which I'll show you direction, reason in a moment, it will be interacting with these cooler pockets of water on the Yucatan Peninsula. Once it gets into the Gulf, you can see clearly there's some brighter colors coming in there. The darker oranges are even higher than the 30 degrees. So as this storm gets closer to the coastline, all we'll have to keep this from becoming major is wind shear. And wind shear is not very strong right now. The moisture is high, so there will be quite a bit of rain with this. I'm going to open up the GOES satellite on the upper level water vapor imagery, and this will show us the greens as very moist areas with torrential downpours, and the blue and yellow, which there's no yellow right now, would be very dry air. So we do see a little blue strip here that's coming toward the Gulf of Mexico while our group of storms is traveling toward that in the opposite direction. So once they collide, there'll be a little bit of a chance for some weakening there, but there's not a lot of it. I would not give this a big major role in the forecast. Instead, what's going to be the major player then, since we do have the warm water to allow it to increase in intensity, is going to be wind shear. And luckily right now that is high, so it's not going to get very strong before it passes that Yucatan Peninsula. And then there's that extra decrease in intensity because of the cool pockets of water here. So I don't expect anything to get strong until it's inside the Gulf of Mexico, at which point there is a lot less reason for it to stay weak. There's a lot of reason for it to grow in intensity. So what's good here is that we're going to be it will be coming into the Gulf of Mexico, Ida, as a tropical storm, or weaker perhaps even. It may not even have that close circulation to make it a technical tropical storm. After it interacts with all of the land, that friction and that cool water will help to degrade the system. But on Sunday is when I'll really be watching, and I'll do some special forecasts that day so that we're very up to date on it, because at that point I would be feeling more comfortable to go ahead and say a pinpoint of where the landfall would be and how strong it would be based off of how the friction and the cool water play a role. Because I am believing that this won't be very different from Hurricane Laura for the landfall portion, except that it will not be as major. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets to a Category 3 hurricane at most, but those kinds of things can be refined in a few days. And the more interference it has with land, the weaker it will become. So So I'll be keeping an eye on this storm, and the other ones for now, we have Marty out there traveling toward Hawaii. Like I was saying, most of the time right now, because of the water temperatures, those are not making it there to the islands with any sort of intensity. More so when it comes to the dangerous weather with these, we're looking at what these next systems along Central America will do, because when they are moving northward, which this next one has a better chance of doing as opposed to Marty, it will be moving toward the Pacific coastline and then can bring monsoons into the southwest. So about the time that I update for Ida, I will also give an update on the possible monsoons for the southwest. So enjoy the weather, enjoy your day, and if you have any questions, please put them below and I will get to them here or even on my Facebook page. If you're not there yet, you can find me, Weather Woman, on Facebook here as a page. Whether you have an account with Facebook or not, you can still get this at facebook.com/theworldofweather, where I'll put a lot more text products together and give a lot of quick imagery plus recaps on what's happened in the storm, such as that 17 inches in a few hours in Tennessee that unfortunately led to dozens of deaths and homes ripped off their foundations. So this is the kind of stuff I'm going to help you guys prepare for, so that if these events happen, you're not in harm's way and your favorite belongings are with you. So stay tuned and I'll give you updates on who is highest at risk for Ida. Thanks for watching.